Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Mujib Turugana Namrosi. Introduction of temperature, geographic distribution, time variation, and measurement. Temperature is an object measurement of how cold or hot an object it can be measured with a thermometer. Two kinds of temperature: temperature of body and temperature of climate change. Body temperature. Normal body temperature varies by person, age, activity, and time of day. The average normal body temperature generally accepted 98.6 Fahrenheit to 30 Celsius. Some studies have shown that the normal body temperature can have a wide average from 97 Fahrenheit to 36.1 Celsius to 99 Fahrenheit to 37.2 Celsius. A temperature over 100.4 Fahrenheit to 38 Celsius must often mean you have a fever caused by an infection or illness. Body temperature normal change throughout the day. The highest temperature ever recorded on Earth was 136 Fahrenheit and 58 Celsius and in the Libyan desert. The coldest temperature ever measurement was 126 Fahrenheit and negative 88 Celsius at Postcode Station in Antarctica. In the Philippines, third hottest temperature recorded in Philippines history after the 40.4 degrees Celsius in Cabanatuan City, Nueva Ecija on May 11, 2012. Baguio City recorded its lowest temperature this season last January 19 at 88.1 degrees Celsius. Why? Why is temperature important to living things? Temperature is considered an important part of a life of plant and animal, humans. Without the right temperature, many live will not be to function properly, and many will not survive. When talking about temperature, it could mean life or death for some living things. One reason behind the importance of temperature in living things is that it literally affects the metabolic activity that go on for various reasons like food product or processing. For example, generally metabolic process and enzyme function in many living organisms can only go on at the right temperature. When things are so cold that this particular process may also slow down, and when the opposite happens, there may be too much heat generated, and it will disrupt the physiological process in living things and perhaps even damage the cycle of life.
Hello po sir, I am Nasruddin Nasif. My part is to discuss importance of temperature in regulation. So temperature regulation is a complex and critical process for maintaining health. Impairment to this process can lead to systemic effect and serious health consequences. The body needs to balance heat made with heat loss and ideally. Ang temperature regulation ay isang komplikado at critical na proseso para sa pag-maintain ng kalusugan ng ating katawan. Pag maling proseso ito ay sistematikong epekto at malubhang kahinaan sa katawan. At yung temperature ng katawan natin ay dapat manatili sa 37 degrees Celsius upang mapanatili ang thermal homeostasis. Example is yung stress. Mataas na panganib na magkaroon ng stress sa init dahil sa kawalan ng
Assalamualaikum to each and everyone, and good day to all of us. Today we're going to tackle about temperature, geographic distribution, time and measurement. What is temperature? Temperature is a physical quantity expressing the subjective perception of hot and cold. It is a measure on Celsius scale denoted in C and formally degrees Celsius, the Fahrenheit scale A, and the Kelvin scale. The sun is the axis point of our solar system, and it is the source of light and heat to us. The connection and interaction between the sun and earth drive the season, ocean current, weather, climate radiation, belt, and aurora. Distribution of temperature. The distribution of temperature across the latitude over the surface of the earth is called horizontal distribution. On map, the horizontal distribution of temperature is commonly known as an isotherm. Isotherm line is a connecting point that have an equal temperature along with these other factors which are responsible for an even horizontal distribution of temperature are wind, nature of soil, slope and aspect of the surface, relief features, and others. Vertical distribution of temperature. Inversion of temperature, the phenomenon in which temperature increases with the increasing altitude, temporarily and locally under the certain condition is known as inversion of temperature. Inversion is usually short of duration but quite common nonetheless. Long winter night, clear sky, dry air, and absence of wind leads to quick radiation of heat from the Earth's surface as well as from the lower layer of atmosphere. There are two types of ocean current, warm and cold. Warm current make the coast along which the flow warmer. Warmer ocean current flow away from the equatorial region on the western side of ocean basin. The Gulf Stream in the North Atlantic and the Kuroshio current in the North Pacific are examples of warm currents. Let's proceed to the cold currents, reduce the temperature of the coast along which the flow. Example of cold ocean current including the Canary current in the North Atlantic, the California current in the North Pacific, and the Benguela current in the South Atlantic. Cold current can also flow out of far northern regions. Climate change. Average weather year-round in Marawi City. The climate change in Marawi City is a warm, oppressive, and overcast over the course of year. The temperature typically varies from 66 Fahrenheit to 88, and rarely below 63 Fahrenheit and 93. Is denoting scale of temperature on which water freezes at 32 degrees Celsius and the boiling point of 12 under the standard condition of human temperature. With the climate change causing the temperatures to rise across the globe, extreme heat becoming more and more of heat treat the human body resilient. But it can only handle so much. So what is the highest temperature people can endure? The answer is straightforward. A wet bulb temperature of 90 degrees and 35 degrees Celsius. According to the 2020 study in the journal Science Advance, wet bulb temperature is not the same in the earth temperature. You might see reported by your local forecaster or favorite weather apps. Rather, a wet bulb temperature is measured by a thermometer covered in the water soaked cloth, and it takes into account both heat and humidity. The latter is important because with more water in the air, it is harder to sweat to evaporate off the body and cool person down. If the humidity is low but the temperature is high, or the vice versa with the bulb of temperature probably wrong near human body tipping point, said Colin Raymond, a postdoctoral researcher in NASA. But when the both humidity and the temperature are very high, the wet bulb temperature can creep toward dangerous level. For example, when the earth temperature is 115 degrees Celsius, 46.1 degrees Celsius, the relative humidity is 30%. The wet bulb temperature is only about 87 to 30.5 degrees Celsius. But when the earth temperature is 102 Fahrenheit and 38.9 degrees Celsius, the relative humidity is 77. The wet bulb temperature is about 95 Kelvin and 35 degrees Celsius.